Well, President Trump signed the order a couple of weeks ago, and some of that FEMA money is already going out to states that got a jump on the application process, and now Nevada is jumping in. Governor Steve Sisolak is giving DETR the authority to apply for the Lost Wages Assistance Program.
The initial agreement is that the federal government provides $300, the state will have to provide $100, so it's a total of $400 of additional unemployment assistance. However, some states have declared that they won't be providing the $100.
Local economist David Grana says Nevada will probably be one of the states not adding an extra $100 as part of FEMA's Lost Wages Assistance Program ordered by President Trump. The $300 a week to recipients in approved states is intended to be a stopgap while Congress tries to hammer out a new COVID-19 relief bill. In a statement, Governor Steve Sisolak said he was authorizing DETR to apply for the program, calling it the only option for additional federal assistance currently available, but not necessarily the best option. Approved states will initially get a 3-week allocation of funds, then be required to reapply each week after that until the funds are gone. But because this is FEMA disaster money, Grana has a category 4 concern.
FEMA kicks in if we see a natural disaster happening.
Right now, that's Hurricane Laura. It remains to be seen how much damage the powerful hurricane might cause as it batters Texas and Louisiana.
If that money has to be allocated to address the destruction or the damage that hurricane is going to cause, that money may be completely gone, which would just add to the number of disasters we've already seen happening throughout 2020.
Once Nevada's application is approved by FEMA, DETR says it could take 4 to 6 weeks for qualified applicants to start seeing their money.
So they kind of exceeded expectations.
Howard Stutz is the executive editor for the CDC Gaming Report and says the bar for gaming revenue was pretty low in July. So low that a 26% drop from 12 months earlier was seen as not that bad. It was also a huge improvement from June, thanks in large part to locals.
The good numbers that we saw came from the locals markets, that you saw areas such as the balance of Clark County.
Gaming revenues are second only to sales taxes for Nevada's coffers. And while they're improving, they're still nowhere close to where they need to be in a state facing huge unemployment and deficits because of the COVID-19 pandemic.
So whenever gaming revenue is down by a quarter, we're going to lose several points off of our state budget, several percentage points. And that means the state will find it much harder to provide the services that they've planned to provide to its residents.
Gaming is also a foundation for thousands of jobs.
All that activity that the gaming win, if you want to call it, leads to salaries being paid and spending by the resort industry in the community. And so there's that whole multiplier effect.
And with no entertainment right now, gaming is the tourist magnet Las Vegas desperately needs, especially with July visitor and airport passenger totals down more than 60% year to year.
The people coming in are gambling more, are playing. It's more for gambling. It's a different, remember, before COVID, Las Vegas was 65% non-gaming revenue figures versus 35% of the gaming revenues.
Yeah, Reed, witnesses are describing a chaotic scene, hearing gunfire and not knowing exactly where it was coming from. Today, prosecutors begin laying out their case.
I don't wish the feelings that I had that day upon anybody, my worst enemy.
Henderson PD SWAT officer Eric Nielsen says the mission was clear: respond to Las Vegas Boulevard near the Circus Hotel and help surround a fallen officer.
Seeing people hiding under cars, not knowing what was going on, and trying to get the officer that had been shot out of there and medical attention.
It happened June 1st. Metro officer Shane Michelonis working a protest on the Las Vegas Strip when he was shot in the neck. Prosecutors say 20-year-old Edgar Samaniago pulled the trigger. A security guard working at a nearby travel lodge describing through an interpreter what he saw.
He didn't see me coming out of the office, and then at the moment he goes like this, and then he goes like this. Only one shot.
Police later recovered a gun and bullets inside Samaniago's room at the travel lodge, as well as a matching cartridge at the crime scene. Even after Michelonis was injured, though, SWAT officers and witnesses testifying to at least 3 more shots being fired.
I was sure that someone was shooting at us due to all the cops being out there. That's where Officer Michelonis was shot at. We still had citizens out there that were kind of coming to and from the protest as well, so we're trying to clear the area and get everybody out.
So, no NHL, no VGK in Game 3 tonight, but the NHL will resume on Saturday. But today was a historic day for the NHL, a league that took a little heat yesterday for playing while others did not. But because of its players and their push, they decided to not play today and will have a plan to help create and make some change moving forward. The VGK's lone black player, Ryan Reeves, was front and center today, and he was also very vocal.
The message coming from a predominantly white league has a lot bigger impact, not bigger impact, but it has a very strong impact when it's coming from players like this. You know, most of these guys have never lived through some of the stuff that black athletes have. You know, they don't go through those day-to-day things that they feel that racism, or they've seen the racism, or their family's gone through it. But for them to say, look, we see what's going on in society and we disagree with it and something has to change right now. That was my message.
And the Knights also released a statement today saying the Vegas Golden Knights will continue to use our platform and visibility to raise awareness against racial injustices, adding, this one action will not alone solve a deep-rooted systemic problem. However, our hope is that it helps shine a brighter light on the issue of racial equality.